You have decades of foreign policy experience. The world's watching what's happening in Israel and Gaza. Our hearts break. You said something that I thought was incredibly important and needed to be said at this time, which is those calling for a ceasefire don't understand Hamas.
Let's look at Hilary Clinton. I'm talking about the Gaza Israelis war. Let's see her own point of view, what she said about it.
Can you explain that? Because I know there is a deep passion and compassion for the Palestinian people and their suffering, but there is this entity there that is so dangerous.
Well, Alyssa, you're absolutely right. And, I feel so personally committed to trying to figure out how to help the Israelis and the Palestinians live in peace. And I negotiated a ceasefire in November of 2012, so I understand what it takes to try to stop violence. But remember, there was a ceasefire on October 6th that Hamas broke by their barbaric assault on peaceful civilians and their kidnapping, their killing, their beheading, their terrible, inhumane savagery. There was a ceasefire. It did not hold because Hamas chose to break it. So you have to keep several things in your head at the same time, and that is...
Looking at it, according to Hilary Clinton, she's tried to say that there was a ceasefire. She knows what it means to stop a ceasefire because in 2012, she walked out to stop a ceasefire, and she knows how stressful it is. And there was a ceasefire that caused by Hamas, and she tried to explain that Israelis have the right to protect themselves, and Hamas is that one that Hamas came in a form, and they were violating, killing. A lot of life were being destroyed. A lot of children died. A lot of kidnapping. Both old and women old and died. She also said that for Ukraine also had the right to protect themselves from Russia. So Israelis could not just sit and watch Hamas killing them and doing all that to them. That Israelis has the right to protect themselves. That when she talked about ceasefire, she was being misunderstood. So she trying to clarify the air about what she means about the ceasefire.
Number one, Hamas is a terrorist organization. It has made very clear it is committed to the elimination of the state of Israel. And it has consistently broken ceasefires over a number of years. Israel has a right to defend itself, as any country would. Ukraine has a right to defend itself against an invasion, an unlawful, inhumane invasion by Russia. And Israel should conduct itself by the laws of war and do everything it can to prevent and limit civilian casualties. Those three things are all true.
Let's see why Hilary Clinton was misunderstood when she talks about the ceasefire. Let's see what she really explained to, what she came out and explained what she really meant about
themselves. And so when I said a couple of weeks ago that it wasn't time for a ceasefire because it would enable Hamas to rearm and reposition, because I've been to Gaza, and Gaza is a highly populated urban environment. And what has been going on now for a number of years under Hamas rule is the building of over 200 miles of tunnels under Gaza, the storing of munitions, all kinds of explosives under hospitals, under refugee camps, under civilian targets, the use of civilians as really just tools of war by Hamas. That has all been going on. And so when I said you could not have a ceasefire, people didn't understand that Hamas would use it for their own purposes.
Talking about, according to Hilary Clinton, she talks about a ceasefire which Hamas would take it like an advantage over them. She tried to explain that Hamas keep breaking the ceasefire, and Hamas did that again on October 6th. Hamas have always break the ceasefire. She talks about she understood about the war because she understood what it means to bring ceasefire. She went and explained about October 2012 when she tried to bring the ceasefire between Hamas and Israel. She said Hamas is that country that is an organization that is barbaric. They love war. They want to wipe out all Israelis no matter what happened. And she have been to Gaza. Gaza is an urban area, and she knows what it means that Hamas was going to take that for their own advantage. She explained that in Hamas have a like weapon of instrument like to fight like under the tunnel, in the houses, hospitals. Hamas will even use the civilians like the in the religious ones fighting themselves. So Hamas is very manipulative. So Hamas can do anything just to keep the war going, that Hamas is not ready to even surrender. She talks about the Biden administration want to bring the humanitarian policy to really help, which that is going to be a good idea. She also talks about that for Israelis to protect themselves, they have the right to protect themselves using the war law, which is really going to help them. So Hamas is that country, that organization that will not give up and will keep fighting. So she was trying, that people misunderstood her when she talks about the ceasefire was not really going to help because of the type of mindset that Hamas has. And Hamas keep breaking that ceasefire. So Hamas is not even ready for a peace. So Hamas want to wipe out the whole Israel. So whoever it is apart from Israel, she said that just like Ukraine can also protect themselves from Russia, any other country, when they are fighting, they have the right by the war policy to protect themselves and not just let anyone come and kill every civilian. If the humanitarian pause work, if Hamas will allow it, first of all, they are going to let all the people that they have hold captive to let them go. There's a bulk of number of Thailand workers that were there, and they are holding they are being held hostage also. Not just the Israelis are being held hostage, or some Americans are there. Some numbers of Thailand workers who were there, so they have been held hostage also. So one of the policies that the Hamas have to let free those people that they are holding hostage. That's the first policy, the first agreement that they have to come into settlement. Thank you very much for watching. If you have not subscribed, please do not forget to subscribe and help share the video. If you really like what we are doing in this channel and you want to support us in your own little way, you can become a member.